South athletes to try another opportunity to get a title.
Right, we'll talk with Liz and hear more from Liz later on when she rejoins me for the Paralympic swimming in the 50 fly. But we're up straight away with the 400 freestyle. We'll have 3 heats of this, and as I mentioned, there will be several from countries like England, for example, and Australia, and they will all be allowed to progress to the final. What kind of time do you think is going to make the final? 'Cause I was trying to estimate that before it came in. I'm thinking probably a 3:48, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say about 3:48. It depends. You're going to see more tactics being played in Heat 2 and Heat 3. Those are the cycle seeded heats. So the top 16 swimmers will be seeded. So the fastest swimmers in the last heat, second fastest in the second. Sorry, that's for the 200s. Apologies. It's the... ignore what I'm saying there. My brain's just suddenly gone a bit mush. I'm too excited to watch this racing. But yeah, about 3:48 is going to take the... Yeah, it's going to be dictated by the swimmers in lane 4, I think. They're going to be playing some games, not giving it all because they want to step up and race faster in the final. So we're going to see some possibly interesting tactics on how to swim this 400.
Well, great roar to welcome the first set of swimmers for the 400 freestyle. We should mark it card as indeed Hannah kind of has already that the Australians are immensely strong. They have 3 of the top 7 in the world. That's how good they are at the 400 freestyle. So it would not be a surprise if the first event tonight is an Australian 1, 2, 3, quite frankly.
Yeah, but there's a couple of swimmers there that could potentially upset that. You know, we've got Dan Jervis from Wales. You know, he's very much a distance freestyle specialist, but he is very good at the 400. He's made world championship finals in these events and European championships. But we shall see with Heat 1 about to start.
Right, you see the lineup. Quickly through it again for you. Sam Lowe of Guernsey in 2. Graham Chator of Trinidad and Tobago in 3. James Freeman, who trains in America but represents Botswana in 4. Isaac Dodds of Jersey. And Luke Kennedy Thompson of the Bahamas is in lane 6. So it is 8 lengths of the 50-meter pool here, and already, even for the first heat, a great noise in this new facility.
It's fantastic hearing that crowd roar there. First race underway. Everybody's really excited to get going. So let's see how this heat progresses.
Let's have a look and see how things are settling down, because this race may take on a completely different format as it goes along. Not necessarily the leader at 50, although the leader at 50 is James Freeman of Botswana. Then it is Graham Chatur of Trinidad and Tobago. Fastest time is James Freeman, the USA-based Botswana swimmer, 3:56.64 in lane number 4. In fact, yeah, if this goes to form, it should be about 5 seconds quicker than everybody else here, eventually.
Yeah, we can see as they're coming into this first 100, they're pretty level. So James will be looking at maybe progressing the speed in the second half of the race. So he'll be doing just enough to stay relatively comfortable in the first 100. And then, as we can see there, that was a really nice turn. He's starting to pull away, really long gliding strokes. Isaac Dodds and Graham as well on either side of him will be using James to draft off a little bit. Though if they can stay with him, they too might be able to dip under that magic 4-minute barrier. They're sitting at about 4:01 for those 2 swimmers. So it'll be nice to see that.
And what we do know about the Americans, they work very, very long and fast and long and hard on turns. And that'd be one thing that, since he's gone to America, James Freeman would have been working on with his team at Minnesota.
Yeah, short course yards is a predominant training for them at the NC2AAs. They've got, you know, a lot of races done in short course, so it's all about the turns. And we can pretty much see here James is displaying some very good turns. It's not just the turn itself, it's the power you push off and the underwater work as well, making sure it's just as effective. Making sure you don't slow up into the turn. So looking at the speed of the arm rate, he actually does pick up his speed going into the turn, and that's really going to help him bounce off as he takes just a little bit more off the swimmers either side of him.
1:57.37 is his split time at 200, but he hasn't yet completely broken away from the rest of the pack. Graham Chator to his left-hand side, right-hand side as we look is right in there. Also making a bit of a charge now, based in Leicester, the Jersey swimmer Isaac Dodds, who is the youngest in the field at 18 years of age. So it's actually getting a bit tighter now. 1, 2, and 3 only separated by 1.36 seconds. Are we going to look at potentially 3 going under the 4-minute barrier here?
Could potentially. We just see there Isaac's just started to pick up the pace a little bit now, so he's catching up with Graham over in lane 3. Isaac was actually out training in Mallorca last week, so a little bit of sunshine has probably done him a little bit of good. See his rates really picked up, kicking quite hard, but James Freeman from Botswana is definitely taking charge here coming into final 100 meters now.
It's a Entered in on 3:56.64. You can see that lead really has exploded the last 100. He was only about a second or so ahead of the rest of the field. Now 2.43 and heading for home.
Very much so. He's really negative splitting this. He's starting to really bring it home now. Sub 30 points for the last couple of 50s. Although Isaac's doing very well hanging on here, so we may see Isaac dipping under the 4-minute mark. He's going to have to really be pretty strong on this final 50.
Well, that's a big barrier to break. 4:01.10 is his entry time, and he's not going to see much of James Freeman, who is pulling away with every single stroke and looking very, very good and getting a great reception. I'm sure the greatest reception he's ever received in a swimming pool from the Birmingham crowd here. That lead is getting bigger and bigger. The question is, how many will we get under 4? Our leader, our winner, is definitely going to get under 4 minutes. Now, can Isaac Dodds get there too? 3:57 for our winner. It's going to be mighty tight for second place, just outside, with a 4:01 for second. And third place. Good finish from Luke Kennedy Thompson. Never mentioned him in the race. Finished in third place.
No, he certainly worked the second half of that race there. Came out of, I wouldn't say came out of nowhere, but they paced it very, very well. So with the 400s, it's all about making sure you don't go out too hard on that first half. But Isaac just sitting on top of his entry time, 0.4. A very good swim for a morning heat and first outing at the Commonwealth Games as well.
We've been saying that probably 3:48 will be around about the qualification time. He's not going to get close to that, but he does win the first heat of the first event ever held here at the Sandwell Aquatic Centre for the Commonwealth Games. 3:57. Get the confirmation on your screen in just a moment. 3:57.56, so quite a comfortable win for James Freeman. Isaac Dodds in second, and Luke Kennedy Thompson, really great finish to get third place ahead of Graham Chator.
That was a nice progression there.